Hey, it's nutritionist Trisha Mandis here, and I have Carla Rugg with me. She is 53 years old, and she's been working with me now for 30 and a half weeks. So we're here to give you an update of her health progress, her healthy, sustainable weight loss progress after eating optimally for 30.5 weeks. So thanks so much for being here, Carla. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, of course.
So before we go into your results, which I'm so proud of you for, if you can go back and I want you to think about how you felt in your body and spirit before you joined the program. Why did you even want my help? What was going on with your health and your weight at that time?
Um, I had basically tried so many different things and had given up and just figured, this is the size I'm going to be. This is how I'm going to feel the rest of my life.
And how
And
did you feel?
I didn't feel great. I kept saying, "Oh, this must be what it's like to get old," you know. Um, I just I didn't have the energy I used to have. It took a little bit longer to do things. I didn't sleep very well. I had headaches all the time. And so I don't know, I stumbled across your video and it's like, you know what? Just try one more thing. Just one more thing.
And I'm
So,
and I'm so glad you did
yeah,
because
me too.
at we've been working together for 30 and a half weeks, but
Mhm.
at 13 weeks, I don't know if you can remember, but I have them listed in front of me. If you don't, what results did you experience after 13 weeks of eating a lot of whole plant foods, even while you were working, you were super busy traveling all over the place?
Right. I think the biggest one was that I wasn't getting headaches anymore. That was huge.
How long
Um,
did it take for that you had daily headaches before, or almost daily headaches?
yeah, pretty much. They would wake me up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and sometimes they were completely debilitating. Um, and I've I've had a few like in the last 2 months that are definitely like stress related because they feel different.
Mhm.
But I haven't had a migraine since I started eating this way.
And how long did it take for your headaches to start to improve? Do you remember?
Like days. Yeah, it was pretty fast.
After how many years of having almost daily headaches that sometimes were debilitating?
um, I remember just in my adulthood, I've had them like for several years, but in talking with my mom, she reminded me that even as a kid, I got them a lot. And her response was, "Who knew that what I was feeding you was causing you all those problems?"
Huh. Well, I'm so happy for you that you were able to end years and years of
Yeah,
pain and challenges in just like a matter of honestly a couple days.
yeah.
But what are some of the other results that you accomplished in the first 13 weeks?
Um, was I down 20 pounds in 13
In
weeks?
13 weeks, you lost 30 pounds.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Just saying. Yep.
Just say.
And then also said you no longer struggled with daily congestion. You were putting some
Oh
of your
yeah.
older favorite clothes back on. Again, doing this while traveling. And then in 20 weeks, you were down 40 pounds. So now it's been 30.5 weeks. Where are you at with the scale now?
I'm down 50 pounds.
Congratulations.
So
And
thank you.
beyond just like that actual number, for a lot of my clients don't care about that number, but
Right.
how has that helped improve your life or just get
It's
healthier in general?
it's a whole trickle down for me. Um, because I do travel a lot for work. I'm on a plane all the time.
Mhm.
And like sitting next to somebody I didn't know in a seat where I didn't feel comfortable, had been a struggle for a long time, and I don't really experience that very much anymore. Uh, the clothes that I'm bringing on tour with me are way more fun because you know, they just all my old stuff fits better, and I can like show off a little bit more of my personality through my clothing than just like putting on something that doesn't look terrible, you know?
It's like more to the world. This is me. This is
Yeah,
who I am, which is great. You're
yeah,
shining more of your light, which to me is like the whole meaning of being human, which I love
Right.
so much. Um, we were talking before we started recording about how people are really scared of the word vegan, which I totally understand because it only describes what you don't eat, right? So it
Right.
could be soda, it could be chips. Um, Many of my clients aren't actually vegan. They do still have a small amount of animal products or treats. So do I when we work together. But you said you were terrified of that word before we started working
Oh,
together.
yeah.
And what has it been like for you to eat mostly whole plant foods like 90-ish% of the time?
Um, at, at first, it was a bit of a struggle. I think it's more of a mental thing, because you are thinking about what you're giving up as opposed to what you're gaining. And I mean, I have not had, certainly not intentionally, any kind of animal product since I started with you.
Hmm.
So, and there were certain things that, like, I like my coffee a very specific way. I like a very specific creamer in it that
Hmm.
I no longer have. And that, I mean, like that whole trying to find something that worked for me.
Hmm.
Um, it was just a trial and error process. And you're right, you're like your taste buds change as you don't have
Hmm.
stuff. So you don't feel like I don't feel like I'm struggling as much to find replacements for things.
Do you feel deprived right now?
No, no. I
Did
mean,
you feel did you
the
feel
hardest part
deprived?
is no, I don't feel deprived. And I haven't really felt deprived because there are so many options to have. Um, and it's to if I need something from, you call it transition town, like if I really feel the need for something, there is a substitute out there that still like, is plant-based. But
Or that you can still enjoy that's not
mhm,
going to take you as far back away from reaching your goals as
correct.
something else would. So it was like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
learning how
absolutely.
to be flexible
Right.
with it. And I like that you said too, it's like when I would think more about the things I like was missing or wasn't eating, that was harder versus like changing your perception of like what are the
Mhm.
things that I am eating that I like or love, which is mostly everything. And
Yeah,
like focusing on the positive instead of
yeah.
just being totally terrified. Um, yeah, that tends to help people. Yeah. Okay. So do you feel full and satiated when you eat
Oh, for sure.
and you like and love what you're eating?
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, I mean, it's harder because I do like live on the road for months at a time. And so being when I'm home and have my own kitchen, like I am now,
mhm,
it's a lot easier, right? So the first thing I did when I got home Monday night was go to the market and just stock up on produce.
mhm,
Boom. But on the road, it is a little more challenging to find places that don't necessarily cater to people who eat optimally, but like just even have something that, depending on what part of the country I'm in. So
yeah.
that can be frustrating. And
So
basically,
question for you then.
mhm,
What on the grand scheme of things is more frustrating? To eat optimally and like be able to, because you definitely are doing it while you're on tour, right?
oh,
You've
for
lost
sure.
50 pounds while over the last
Yeah,
3.5 weeks while you've been traveling. So you're
right.
definitely doing it. Sometimes it's a little frustrating because it's not as easy to get stuff, but you are doing it. You did make it work. But on the big picture, would you rather be a little frustrated in that situation, be down 50 pounds, enjoy what you're eating, be full and satisfied, not have headaches, or be able to eat whatever you wanted, wherever you wanted?
I feel like
But
crap.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely preferring, you know, putting in the work to find the right stuff to eat on the road, for sure. For sure.
Do you feel like you're going to be able to continue to eat optimally for years and years to come?
Yeah.
What does that feel like for you after as
Yeah.
someone that has dieted for a lot of like different attempts in
It
years?
um like I've done other things where I thought, oh, this is sustainable, and then like a couple of weeks later I'm like, no, 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 it's not sustainable. But when I think about it, I have been eating this way for 7 months, which is the longest I have happily stuck to anything. And it it just feels good isn't even like the right word, but knowing that I have found something that works for me, that makes my body happy, that has changed my life in a lot of ways, and that I can continue doing because it is really easy. And I just think the longer I do it, the easier it will be. The more I learn to cook this way, like, which is how the first month I was working with you, like, that's all I did was read about how to cook this way and I experimented in the kitchen before I went on tour. I don't really have that luxury on the road, but when I'm home, I'm like, yep, let's do this. Let's try this recipe. Let's do that.
Hmm.
Uh, and and knowing that cooking that way is becoming more second nature than cooking my old way, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like, yeah, this is me and this is my new life and how I'm gonna do it.
That's awesome. That makes me really happy for you. What would you say to the person right now who also was at the point where they're like, this is just how I'm gonna feel. I'm just getting older. I don't like how I feel. I am concerned about my health. I'm unhappy with my weight, but I've tried so much other stuff. I just feel helpless. And now they've just heard about me or optimal eating, and maybe they're like, oh my gosh, but there's these certain foods I love to eat, and I don't know, like, how that's going to look in my life if I work with Trish. Like, what would you say to that person that wants the result, wants to make the change, and is just a little scared?
Um, Give it 30 days, like do it. Just do if mentally making a long-term commitment is scary, think of it in chunks, and then you get through the first 30 days and be like, oh, I can go another 30 days.
Mm.
Um, and just give yourself the grace to miss the things that you miss, um and just kind of just put yourself first.
Yeah.
What I've discovered is that the enjoyment of eating something that makes me really happy that is not good for me is such a minuscule amount of time compared to the results of eating that on
Hmm.
my system.
Yep.
So if having a huge scoop of ice cream means that I'm going to spend 3 hours in tears because my head hurts so bad,
Hmm.
like the trade-off is terrible. Like it's just
And
not worth it.
and if you even want, like, if you decide that is worth it for me, at least you have the knowledge now and you can do that if you
Mhm.
actually want to.
Right, right. And so I know that certain foods are going to trigger certain responses,
Mhm.
and I just do what I can to stay away from it,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know.
super proud of you, very happy for you, and I have no doubt you're gonna continue to, like, keep doing this for years and years and years. Like, I'm on, I don't know, year 12, year 13 or something like that.
Yeah,
Eating this way, not perfectly, but, yeah, super happy, confident in my body, not worried about it,
right.
So I'm
Yeah.
really happy for you. It's been such a joy working with you. Any
Oh, I've loved it.
final words before we end the recording?
No, I just think this is the best thing I've ever done for myself, to be honest. Like it's the best investment I've ever made in me.
I'm so glad
So
you did it.
yeah, me too.
And it was an honor to be here with you. So thank you so
Oh,
much, Carla.
I'm so grateful.